Hey guys, I hope all is well with each and every last one of you guys. My name is India for those that are new here, and I am one of the leaders for Life 180 Teen Ministry. And currently, we are in a series called Saved Yet Still Human. And the reason being is because in most cases, a lot of people think that you have to be one or the other, and it's one of those things where you can't be both, and people don't really share too much on what one or the other looks like, and if you choose to do both, like how that works together and what that looks like in your day-to-day life. So in a recap of part one of this series, Saved Yet Still Human, we spoke about what it means to be human versus being saved. We just barely scratched the surface on the initial what it means to be human and what it means to be saved. So first, we talked about the fact that being human, it's one of those things where basically being human connects you to the world or the worldly things. So you're aware of, the place that you live and the things around you where you live, okay? But not only that, you have a perspective of where you live and the things that you that are around you that you live with, okay? But it's not really a bigger picture. It's like a small picture because you only see half the picture. As a human, you only get to see from one perspective. And that is, again, a person from a worldly view of things, and so with being human, you have a limited perspective on things. And in most cases, with that, being saved is one of those situations where you get not only, being a human, your natural born right perspective, but you also get a clearer perspective on things, so to speak. So you, instead of, having half a picture, you get a whole picture, and help with better seeing a picture or seeing things for what they are. Because being saved, you're now connected to the one that created the bigger picture, so with that, never get to a place where you fight the fact that you're human so much so just in order to be a believer or to be a Christian. Because at the end of the day, first and foremost, yes, you can be saved. Yes, you can be human. But at the same time, in most cases, when people are believers or Christians or saved, they neglect the fact that they are yet still human. Just because you get saved doesn't neglect you from having humanly experiences, humanly responses, humanly thoughts, opinions, emotions, or any of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, you were born human. You can't stop those things from happening. When somebody, does something to you and makes you mad, that doesn't stop you from being mad, because you're saved. You, like I said, you just get a new perspective. And at the end of the day, a perspective is your view on things. And if you're human first, that's what's going to come up first. You're human. It's natural. It's comfortable. It's what you always done. It's what you know first. Being saved is something that you have to learn to do and have to be disciplined to do. But not only that, it's something that is a choice. Being human isn't really a choice. You are a human. You're not an alien. You're an actual human. Regardless of what you want to believe about yourself, you're human. You have skin. You have flesh. You have, awareness that, the things that you have and the things that you do are a response and are, in hindsight, part of you just being a human. Okay? You feel, you think, you respond, you act, you give, you take, you do X, Y, Z, all as a human. Okay? But when you get saved, it's a second set of eyes. It's a clearer picture of the thing that you used to look at as just a rock. Now you might look at it as not just a rock. It's a rock that is supposed to do X, Y, Z, you know? And like I said, in most cases, people will say, oh, you're not supposed to do this and you're not supposed to do that because you're saved. But people forget that I'm also still human. So yes, I'm still going to be upset. Yes, I'm still going to cry. Yes, I'm still going to have feelings as if I was a human, because I am one, But being saved is one of those things where it's like, even though I'm comfortable doing this, and even though I know being like this, because that's how I was born, like this, I'm going to choose, to be guided with help by being saved and doing something that I've never done before and that I wasn't born already, so that even though I'm human and I'm connected to the world, I'm also saved by spirit, which is the only thing that gets saved when you decide to go receive salvation and get baptized, is just your spirit, which is connecting you to God. And it's one of those things where it's like, even though, your spirit is connected to God and your body and your flesh is still connected to the world because you're human, it's like one of those things that it's a battle, obviously, because you're battling between what you know that you always do and you're comfortable doing and you were born to do, but also having help do something that you've never done before, but also something that you're also chosen to do and chosen to be. And it's like, it's a battle, but it's doable. But also, again, you do not have to deny the fact that you have feelings, you have emotions just to be saved. You don't have to deny the fact that things tempt you. You don't have to deny the fact that, you're going to make mistakes. You're not always going to get it right. And you're not perfect. Because if you were perfect, then you would never be human. Humans aren't perfect at all. By all means, not at all. So with that being said, if you know that you're human, you know that you're not perfect. And if you know that you're not perfect, then the only thing that you can do is acknowledge that you're not perfect, but also understand that, with help, you can be better. And being saved helps you be better at something that you never really thought about in most cases, or you never really understood how that happens or how that looks or what that means if, I do this or do that. Like now, before you do things, you kind of have, a second opinion, a second thought, a second view on things, as opposed to only having one, which is, what you've always done, So that is the first part of the series, Saved Yet Still Human. And if I can give one piece of advice from the first part of this series, is acknowledge that you're human. Regardless of whether you're saved or not saved, you're human. And it's okay to be that. It's okay to respond like that. It's okay to understand that. And it's okay to go back to being that, because that's all you know. It takes a lot more to do things that you've never done and to train yourself to do the opposite of your default setting. It does. And unfortunately, in most cases, people are like, nah, I'm better than you because XYZ, or, I'm worse off because I'm XYZ. And the truth of the matter is, no. You guys are one and the same. You bleed just like I bleed. You cry just like I cry. You hurt just like I hurt. You experience just like I experience. The only difference is you have help when you go through experiences. You have a different view when you go through those experiences. You have a change mindset on being hurt, being upset, being angry, and XYZ. Like, that's the only difference. But at the end of the day, again, don't deny yourself of doing what you're naturally born to do. Don't ever get in a space where it's like, because I'm saved, I can't cry now. Because I'm saved, I can't hurt. Because I'm saved, I can't make mistakes. Because I'm saved, I can't be human and go through those human emotions or those human thoughts or those human experiences and things. Like, that's just going to happen. That's part of life. That's part of you functioning as the thing that you were created to function as. So you can't deny it. Like, regardless of whether or not you decide, hey, I'm an alien today, unfortunately, you're going to act like a human because you're a human. Sorry. So, comment below your questions, comments, concerns on part 1 of the series Saved Yet Still Human. Feel free to share this with friends, family members, or peers that you would think that may need to hear this message. Also, feel free to join us in person as we continue this series. The information will be in the link down below in the description. And also, feel free to subscribe to the channel to continue to get more on not just this series, but series next to come. And also to see all things Life 180 Teens. And if you or a loved one are someone that is struggling with being saved yet still human at the same time, continue to join in on this topic and share your thoughts and opinions. And not only that, but take a new perspective. And maybe you might be getting the thing that you might have needed to hear all along, or the story that you needed to hear all along in this. So definitely like, subscribe, comment, turn on your post notifications so you are aware when we post and upload new content. Also, join us on social media on TikTok at Life 180 Teens, and also join us in person as we fellowship, worship, and praise and be encouraged together. Love you guys. We reign.